Good afternoon, my masterminds. Good afternoon, everyone out there. I hope you are all good. I'm back with exclusive information. As you know me, I have been telling you that I will come and I will give you information relating to all the crime and corruption that has been committed in South Africa. So today I'm going to interview a lady who is a former employee of G4S, Mangaung G4S, you know, Thabo Bester's place there where Thabo Bester did all these funny things, shenanigans. And at the time of Thabo Bester's escape, she was employed, she was an employee there at Mangaung G4S. So she's going to tell us what she knows about that escape, things that happened prior to the escape, the involvement of officials of G4S, and how certain information was also deleted, footage that was deleted that showed how Thabo Bester was assisted by officials of G4S to leave the prison. As he have been saying in court, he knows the truth, and they must put him on the stand so that he can expose the truth. But it seems that they don't want to hear the truth. So now this lady is going to come and tell us what she knows. I'm going to call her, and then I'm going to speak to her on the phone, and then she will tell us everything. So just let me just connect to her, and then we can proceed with the telephonic interview. Put the phone on speaker. While we wait for her, because I just spoke to her and she's told me she is going to move to a quieter place. There she is. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Yes, I can hear you clearly. I believe our listeners can also hear you clearly. Yes. If you are comfortable to introduce yourself to the listeners, you can introduce yourself, and then you can tell us exactly what you told me. I want everyone to hear it from you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mamorena Dikani. I'm a former employee at Mangaung Correctional Center with employee number 2933. I started working or training at G4S in 2020 November the 1st. And I was training in the reception area with the entrance for employees and general public. So it was around March 2022 when I was working on this day. I was stationed at the reception area, and I remember Ms. Magudumana parking, and then the people I was working with, my colleagues who I was working with, had a lot to say in praises. You know, she's beautiful, and she had the most beautiful hairpiece on and whatnot. She came through. It was a morning session. She was searched after a whole debate between the two employees who's going to search. Now, remember, I don't have uniform at the time, so I must always be supervised when doing a search. So they searched her, she went in, she came back again in the afternoon. In the afternoon, I felt it was a bit suspicious because none of the employees of G4S wanted to search Miss Magudumana, and she had a bag in her hand, a black duffel bag, computer-looking bag. The policy at G4S is that everything that comes into the premises it goes through the X-ray machine, so it can be scanned for anything that is illegal or contraband. I remember Ms. Magudumana, no one wanting to search her, so I dedicate myself, I'm going to search her. So I started to search her. asked her to have a strip search, which part of my training is if I do feel that she is suspicious and there's more that I can look for, I do that. So I asked my colleague to come with me and we searched Ms. Magudumana. First things, Ms. Magudumana did not go straight to the visitation area. She went into the premises and she went right. Right is an office of the security manager, Ms. Anneke de Lagrange. That's her office. And within 5 to 10 minutes of her entering the premises, I was receiving calls from inside the prison that I had committed foul. I searched Ms. Magudumana and I fondled her, apparently. There was a formal hearing that was supposed to take place because I had searched her and she felt violated. So I asked one question. When the security manager and the supervisor came to meet me that afternoon, which was Mr. Tondolo and Ms. Anneke, they asked me why did I search Ms. Magudumana, which I didn't understand the question because that's what we are taught to do, we search. And I told them that she came in the morning and in the afternoon I felt was suspicious and I wanted to search her. So I took it upon myself to search her. And they said that she's an important stakeholder to the company. And I said, well, I didn't know that she's an important stakeholder. I was taught to search every board. And I was told that I should not do that in the future. I did notice that there was something happening because the bag I speak of did not come out with Ms. Magudumana. And the bag did not go through the X-ray machine. And the two employees I was working with in the reception were very secretive about why they didn't want to search her. Since that day, I was victimized at work. I was viewed to be a spy for DCS, which I don't know. I didn't know what I was spying against. I was victimized. I was literally put on suspension more than I was at work. All my work was outstanding. I never had issues with anything work-wise or professionally. I ended up having to resign from work when on the 23rd of September 2022, I walked into my station, and that's the first time I met within the Manuhu. And he just gave me a warning that I should avoid drinking the water or sending someone to bring water for me from the prison water filter. And I didn't get it at first until he told me later on that he was actually sent to incite me to improper dealing so that the company can get rid of me. Because they were scared that I know something about the Thabo and Nandita saga. And until to date, I did not know anything except for the fact that I did see the bag go into the facility without being searched. And that was a very awkward thing to experience as a trainee at G4S. So Mr. Nuhu was given a phone to record anything that we discussed that would relate to G4S and Thabo. And at the time, I didn't even know that he was sent. I didn't know that that's what was happening. I didn't even know that it was Mr. Nuhu I was talking to on the phone at the time. So time went by. After a few months, I wrote a grievance to the company about the constant victimization and constant, I can call it abuse of power from my seniors, especially the males, where one of my male supervisors, when discussing a routine, how can I say? How can I put it? Something that is done every day,
Okay.
They changed it. They changed it at the time. So I was inquiring why it changed because it's me. I noticed that it happened a lot. Where things would just change because it's me. I didn't even have my own working station. I was moved around, which I didn't mind. Some people had. There was always a rule that could be bent because it was me to be difficult. So on the day where I was suspended, or the last stroke I could take, I was working in, excuse me, I was working, sure, it's so difficult right now.
Yeah.
I was working in my station. I remember it was December. So I wanted to finish up my inmate reviews. So inmate reviews are done, like allocated inmates that you have to check monthly, and you submit whatever you have compiled. So on this day, I did half of my street, and I thought, okay, on Monday, I'm going to finish up. I remember walking into the station, and my station was given to somebody else. And I pleaded with my supervisor to understand that I as per policy, I've been working here now over the weekend, and it's only right for me to finish up my reviews. And he refused. Instead, he wanted me to send to accompany a trolley with 5 plates to the kitchen and leave about 60 inmates unattended in the street. If I do go, I have neglected my post. If I do not go, it's insubordination. So I didn't want to neglect my post. So I said to him, can somebody else go? Like, we normally have a Yankee. And he said, no, I should go. And I felt that was a very big trap. So I did say no to him. And I got charged. I was charged in March. I wrote my grievance in January. I submitted it on the 5th of January. The person I complained about sexual harassment is actually the actual person, the Lesotho, that now later on gets the advantage to charge me for insubordination, which is an immediate dismissal. Sure. We went through the whole hearing. I remember it was the 30th of March when BCS and the minister and the commissioner, everyone was there with the media briefing about terrorists being found. I was sitting on top of Commissioner Thabo with the company's investigating officer in a hearing, and all he wanted to do on the day was to summarize so that he can fire me. The mandate was to fire me. And I'm one person just that I speak as is. So I did ask him, you are the only person that has information about what happened on the night Sylvester died. And there, the director of the company is being suspended. You want to sit in a hearing with me. I feel so special. The whole world, the country, was looking for Sylvester. And the people that are involved in his escape are sitting with me. Like, I didn't understand how important I was because, wow, he pushed on. He made a way to sit at the meeting. So on the 10th of April, after a prolonged back to forth with the hearing, I decided to resign because I felt that they were building a constructive dismissal against me, making my work environment very difficult. And by then, I already got news that Mr. Nuhu was given a phone to speak to me. It all then came out into the open. And I went back to the office to report this to the HR manager, Stephen Page. And instead of my grievance to be investigated, I was investigated. Instead, I was investigated where they were plotting to put contraband into my bag while I was doing LBB checks with the rest of the team in the prison. So I did feel very unsafe while working there for the last lap while I was working there, unaware that management actually does have people they use to make your life uncomfortable. So you either fold and take the improper dealing, or you leave. So I met Uzweli through him telling me, look, I'm not able to get you fired, but what I can tell you is that you need to go, or you need to fight. So I did try and fight, but I was fighting alone against a group of people. For example, the day when the cell burned, or Thabo died, that evening we were on shift, and a knife disappeared in the kitchen. Per shift, I think we were about 560, 540 people. We were called to go to the kitchen and look for the knife. All of us looked for this knife. So some of us went and waited outside because the other teams have already went in. And the following day, we came to work and we were told that it had burned. So I thought I was being a good Samaritan, or I was following the policies of G4S by having integrity and honesty. And I went to the security team to say, I don't understand how this guy dies, because there's no socket and he doesn't smoke. He's not allowed to have matches or an igniter in his cell. How did he burn? And I was giving clues about what I think transpired. And I didn't know that I was actually speaking to the actual perpetrators, who now elevated their watch on me to the point where they were starting to send people to my house. When I'm on duty, my children would tell me when I come from work that someone in work uniform was there looking for me. I'm at work. Another incident that happened at G4S was that I was in the unit, and one of the inmates tipped me off that the security team is busy searching my locker outside. Now, the security team is searching my locker, and I am not there. They can put anything in my locker. And they were looking for someone that I don't even know. They apparently thought I was sharing the locker with them. A lot of things happened, and a lot happened, and I became scared, not for myself, but for my children. Because if I die, what's going to happen to my children? Or if something happens to my children while I'm at work? Because now they can come to my house, and it was penetrating my community, where even it affected my relationship, my personal relationships with people. In the community, I am labeled as someone who was involved in the saga.
Sure.
You know, I am seen as someone who took money, and I'm a friend of Nandi. I know the dealings and what, and those are things that were discussed. Just like they did with the case, they discussed how people must go home and speak about this to build momentum for themselves. So when Zoe and I started dating, then he bought me a car. He bought me a very beautiful 5 Series BMW, and I relocated to a very small farm town close to Incriminating. Even when I got to the new place I was staying, the stigma of Thabo followed me, which makes it difficult for my children to make friends, because they are then viewed as, dangerous. Yes, the one lady once said to her son, "Don't play with this child. Her mother is involved with Thabo and he killed people." My child came home crying. So it has made life very difficult for me at home as well. My father, my brothers, my mom, everyone. I think everyone had lost trust in me, because what does it look like? I'm resigning, and then Thabo is found, and I said, they painted a picture and gave it to my family, to the point it caused a very, very big strain between me and my father.
Can I ask a question? Who were involved or are involved? We now know that Katle Hobereng is the one who died in that cell, and not Thabo Bester, and Thabo Bester walked out of that prison that night. Who assisted Thabo Bester to leave the prison?
who assisted him to leave. I know there's a video circulating of Sunu running with him. I can safely say that Sunu is literally the last of our problems. He does not have the authority to open the prison. So there must be somebody else there on top. I know there was a whole meeting that was conducted where the HR manager, Stephen Page and Johan Tron, had meetings with the people who were suspect or on duty on the night. And whatever they gave as a statement, I make an example. One of the cameras in Broadway wasn't working. They should be fixed before we knock off or technicians knock off. That is part of security. It was not reported until after the incident. Now, someone who would report something like that would be seen as a threat, because how do you know the camera doesn't work?
Yes.
So the statements that were given by the people you are seeing on TV right now as accused were orchestrated. They were put together to fit, to cover up for the management, because nobody can open G4S without NG, and NG is the director. And Nandita went in and went right. She went into the manager's office at security, and the only way you can get anything done at G4S is through security and NG, which is the CCR. So Rudy, the investigation officer, Rudy Mati, I know there's a lot of statements that he also changed. There's cameras that were turned from original positions away from the incident.
I was also told that video footage, actual video footage, incriminating video footage was deleted.
Yes.
So are you...
Like I say, like I say, whatever you were called in, someone was called in, you on duty, tell us what happened. And the person would give a statement and make an example. My Pasha was there. And she said, okay, I opened and this person walked through. Whatever you mention as security breach or loophole, it would be fixed or tampered with to accommodate their statement. And also, we are all aware that until Thabo was found in Tanzania, he was dead. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And there was a hitman. And voila, there was supposed to be someone that took care of him before he was found.
Really?
Yes, there was a hitman that was ordered.
What?
Because he did not, when he was found, he was supposed to be.
Oh, masterminds, the phone cut. I'm going to try and call her again. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to try and call her again. We still have a little time left, but she was saying there that before Thabo Bester was found, a hitman was contracted to take care of him, meaning that he was supposed to be killed before he was found in Tanzania. So this Thabo Bester story is now surfacing. The information is now coming out from people who knows exactly. And she also told us that there's people, the employees of G4S gave statements, and G4S amended the statement to their statements to suit the narrative of G4S. And the most important thing that she told us here is that the gate could not have been opened without the authority of the MD of G4S. So the MD of G4S knows exactly who opened the gate for Thabo Bester, if not himself. So what we also know is that footage that showed who assisted Thabo Bester out of the cell that night was also deleted. And it seems like G4S is just a kind of prison where the management are committing crimes on a daily basis. Now, I want to know now, the next question I'm going to ask her is why? Why is Thabo Bester such a important and privileged prisoner? Because I don't understand. Clearly, if they say clearly he was removed from the prison, he was allowed to leave the prison because
you have reached the mailbox of
maybe I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I'll keep on trying to call her. Clearly, Thabo Bester knows a lot. He's actually very dangerous to a lot of people because he knows a lot. And what was in that bag that Nandiba carried into the prison? That bag that never came out of the office of the security manager. What was in that black duffel bag? If not, maybe a cash contant that went to the security manager, because that apparently that bag never came out. And actually the security manager or the management actually assisted Nandiba to open a case against this lady because Nandiba was not supposed to be searched. And this lady did a job and she decided that she's going to search Nandiba. And because of that, they were not happy and they actually assisted Nandiba to register a complaint against that. And after that search, that is where the retaliation started. Now, I want to give you background about this lady, as she already told us who she is. And then it seems like then after she resigned, or maybe before she resigned, there was a, she just sent me a message to say, suspect my phone just lost network. So I'm going to try and call her again to see maybe they are even intercepting a phone, because I thought maybe it was my airtime that will finish. There it goes, there it goes. Let us see if I can get her back online again. So a relationship, Zwelin Zima Joseph Guru is the one who have been telling us about the hello. Yes. You can, what the question that I want to ask you, because we don't have a lot of time left. You said a hitman was contracted to take Thabo Bester out, meaning that Thabo Bester was not supposed to come back. He was supposed to be taken out. Now tell me, who is Thabo Bester and why is Thabo Bester so powerful and influential? Do you know anything about him, Thabo Bester himself? And I was told that a lot of politicians used to visit him in prison, and a lot of him. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Can you please tell us about Thabo Bester? Who is he, and why is he so powerful?
Thabo Bester. Okay, for me, I don't really know him, but I do know that Thabo is sick. Yes, Thabo Bester was labeled most faithful greatest. So as we come in from training, as we are training, we are given, breakdown on who's who, what did they do, and the most dangerous and whatnot. So actually females would be kept away from him as much as possible.
Okay.
So we did interact with him. Thabo Bester used to have, or I can say, Mangaung management and those who were involved used to run a very small sex business.
Oh, yeah. It was also exposed about how they ran this brothel or something like that. Can we say yes?
Yes. And if you remember, Thabo used to be a modeling agent.
Yeah. Recruiting models, yes.
Yes. So there would be a lot of communication about young girls. There's a lot of missing young girls and human trafficking issues in South Africa. And I don't know. I don't think anyone is scared. I think people don't know that we have politicians in high places or people in high places that are using the personal to recruit these young girls, and they are then shipped off to some country.
Wow.
For sex work. So this is very important to human trafficking.
Do you maybe have names of these politicians?
I would rather give you names when I have the evidence with me. There is somebody that I can speak to. Then yes, definitely.
What do you think was in the duffel bag that Nandiba took into the office of the security manager?
I think there was money. I think there was money in there. So because in order for Nandipa's plan to go through, she has to pay management. And management cannot be paid electronically. Goes up. So people like this were taking the fall for it. They also got a nice payment. Yes. So to participate in the whole thing, the whole scenario. So I think that was money. So because you can ask anyone that works there. Visitors do not loiter around the premises, but she went in and she went directly to the office. Wow.
So what you are telling me, the people who are currently in court on trial, is not. They are just the ICE boys. The actual people who are supposed to sit there on trial is the management of G4S.
Yes.
Now, what do you know about advocate? The first person who was the prosecutor in this case was advocate Silo Mahluku. Do you know him?
Yes, I've heard about him.
You've heard about him. And advocate, the other advocate was advocate Amanda Bester.
Yes, I've heard about him.
I know Zweli have a lot of information on that. Zweli have proof of payments there was also a conversation between him and George where he also mentioned Advocate Amanda Bester, but he have a list of payments, and Advocate Silo Matluku is one of the people who are working with G4S, and he also paid Zweli. Can you confirm for us about the payments that Zweli received from all these people? Because there is evidence. I also have the proof of payments. But I just want you as Zweli's partner to confirm, did Zweli indeed receive payments from these people? The yes. Prosecutors, the farmers, he did receive payments.
Yes. So said, I don't know. For somebody who has been inside for 20 odd years, let's say lifetime, I'm quite comfortable, or I was until they jumped and moved him to Khosimamkhulu. Things were comfortable. I lacked nothing, and I've got the hard copy of the payments, the trust. I know about the trust, and also the other day I was mentioning to George that I was always interested in knowing how come we really have connection with these high profile
people, politicians. He's highly connected.
Yes, and they do like random jobs. Like the one guy had to go like service my car, and things that they were doing in the beginning of our relationship, I did not understand, well, how does he get this done for him until he disclosed to me the story, or now what is happening.
So there's the reason. I just want to explain to our viewers, because we are talking now about Zweli. Zweli is the person who have been arrested, who have been in jail since 1999. Remember the body that I told you about? It was thrown in the sewage dam. So Zweli is the one who they covered up this murder, and they paid Zweli for Zweli's silence, and they are still paying. And he have proof of payments. The father of the prosecutor who's currently prosecuting him in a case that happened while he was in prison, because he was never released since 1999. He was never released from prison. Now he is currently in court on trial on a case that happened while he was in prison, stock theft. And the prosecutor in that case is the son of the farmer who killed that man whose body was thrown into the sewage dam. So now Rennie is the fiance of Zweli, and she just told us that she didn't understand where Zweli got all his money from. He even bought a brand new car, and they keep on depositing money into the trust account of the lawyer, and that is the evidence that we have, that is sent to us, that she also have. And this is the background that you just know. Why does she know all these things? Also, she was an employee of G4S, and she resigned as a result of searching Nandi Bamagudumana. So it's just a lot. Is there any other information that you want to share with us?
Just wait, let me send you documents, and then you go through it. Then you can ask me what you want to know.
Okay, because in our next edition, I want the information that relating to the involvement of the management of Free State SAPS. There's what we are going to do in our next edition, because I promised my followers that I will bring them all that information. Someone will come and confirm that information. So I want us, after I went through the documents, that we can also come and discuss, because mainly on Facebook and social media, I've exposed the prosecutors and the farmers and the other people. So now I want to delve deeper into the South African Police Service, because we are talking about generals here who are also implicated, who have also made payments to Zweli. So let me end it here, masterminds. Thank you. I'm going to call you back after I went through the documents, and we can proceed with the next interview.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you so much. And please be safe. Please be safe. Please be safe, and look after yourself and the kids. Okay. Thank you so much. There you have it, masterminds. When we talk about corruption, and then these people, they run to court and they say, no, we are not supposed to mention them in corruption, because they are prosecutors, they are generals, they are whatever. Look what they are doing. Thabo Bester is the key to everyone. Once Thabo Bester is going to start singing in that court, now we have information that Thabo Bester will take everyone down with it. Now we have information that the people who are supposed to be in court is the management of G4S. We have changed their statements to fit the narrative, so that everyone can believe that the employees, the juniors, assist the Thabo Bester to escape, while the gate can only be opened only by the MD. He's the only one who can give authorization for that gate to open. Without him, no gate will be opened. Why is he not? It's the same situation with a Senzo case and other high-profile cases. Poor people are always the ones who must be sitting there in court, the accused persons, because they are poor. The rich jails are not meant for the rich, but as long as you have a duffel bag full of money, you are not going to jail. The poor ones must go to jail on your behalf, and you will be left. You will be set free to proceed with whatever. Listen to what Thabo Bester knows. Thabo Bester knows about South African girls who were trafficked. Whose child is missing? Whose child is missing? Thabo Bester knows about South African girls who have been trafficked through politicians. Politicians, he was the connection between the girls and politicians, the one with a modeling agency who have recruited these girls. A politician requested him, we want girls. Can you please recruit girls for us? We will get the names of the politicians. We will get the names of the politicians. We cannot be silent anymore. And there's the reason why Zweli have been kept in jail, because he is also highly connected. Ask yourself, why have no one responded on Facebook to those allegations that I made, to those receipts that I shared there about prosecutors who deposited money into Zweli's account. People who are highly regarded in society are doing these things. People died. There's Mercy Party who were murdered, and they fastened the hands and feet. She was put in the boot of a car. She was murdered, and then they took her bag, and her body was found after a week or two in the basement parking of the Mangaung Metro. Zweli knows. Zweli have the names of the people who are implicated in it. We now know that Mayor General Mudise, who is the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of Crime Detection, the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of Detectives in Free State, we now know that she is the one who told Colonel Jamba to sweep this docket under the carpet. We now know that Mayor General Sia also paid money in another account. So Eli will give us the details of that account. We now know that there was a meeting between the Free State management and the prosecutor, the DPP, discussing this case of Mercy Party, and came to an agreement that they will rather pay Zweli to sweep this docket under the carpet, because Zweli wanted to speak out to say who is responsible, who is implicated. We now know that the Provincial Commissioner of Free State sat in that meeting and she agreed. We now know that the DPP of Free State, the Chief Prosecutor of Free State, the senior prosecutors of Free State were part of that meeting, and they agreed that they are going to cover up the murder of Mercy Party. We now know that monies from the Secret Service account, crime intelligence, were taken to keep Zweli silent. He must not speak about these things. We now know that firearms like the Gilinda modus operandi have been taken from the sub-13. Police officers will escort the hitmen, whereby people were unalived. And then those firearms were then taken back to the sub-13, and they will be kept there until the next meet. We now know that SAPS, NPA, we now know that even the District Commissioner of Correctional Services, Free State and Northern Cape also paid money into Zweli's account to keep him silent. Who are we going to trust? Where must we go? Because these people have proved that you listen to her, she even spoke to the National Commissioner of Correctional Services, telling him, how can you have this meeting with me while that one of Thabo Bester is that just died. We know he just, but now you want to know why I searched Nandi. The most important thing for you now is to know why I searched Nandi. But we know now. All of us were sent to the kitchen to search for a knife. Who must we trust in this world? Who must we trust? These people went since 1997 when Zweli reported the murder of the farm worker. His life turned into something else. It's now how many years? His life has been turned into something else. 29 years. They've taken him as a 19-year-old boy, and they've created him, and they've turned him into the monster that he is today. They created the monster for himself. While in prison, we now know that inmates have been taken from prison to go and unalive people, and then they will be taken back to prison. They will never be found because they are already in the system. We now know that. A lot of things are coming out, especially in the Madlanga Commission. We now also know that Gilinda wanted the Armand Swardope to do what with it. To do what with it. We now know about Judge Lidwaba, who refused Ntanzi bail. Judge Lidwaba refused. Ntanzi was a first offender in that court. He was never in a courthouse before. He was never charged with anything before. But the same Judge Lidwaba saw it fit to give bail to Katiso Mobi. Was there a black devil back? Ntanzi didn't have. When Ntanzi didn't have a black devil back to say, you can keep this in the meantime. 2.what million. South Africa is cleansing herself. South Africa is busy cleansing herself. Too much blood has been shed on the soil of South Africa. Too much tears have dried on the soil of South Africa. Too many children. Where's Johnson? Where's Johnson? Too many children have been taken from their safe homes, from their mothers, parents' houses, because politicians wanted them. Politicians wanted them, and politicians wanted, not because they loved them, because they wanted to sell them, because they wanted to enrich themselves by selling other people's children, while they make sure that their children, their own children, are safe, their own children are protected, their own children, they pray for their children, but they sold other people's children. How evil can you be? When you look at your own child, you're telling yourself that if something happened to this child, I don't know what I will do. But you, the same person who pray for your child, you sold other people's children. You unalived other people's children. What kind of life that those young girls have wherever they are, because you sold them. And then you expect a good life. God must bless you and your family after selling other people's children. South Africa is cleaning herself from the dead. From the dead. The dead have now names. The dead in this country have now names. South Africa is cleaning herself. Masterminds, I'm going to end it here. I must prepare to go through those documents, And I'm also after this, I'm going to have a interview with Mazichaba Pena, the wife of the whistleblower, the Home Affairs whistleblower, who was also gunned down a few years ago. She's also going to tell me about the unalival of her husband. So I'm going to end it here. All I'm going to ask the masterminds is don't stop praying. Don't stop praying for this country. Don't stop praying for the filth that are being exposed now. The filth is now names we can, the filth now have faces. We now know who they are. We thought it's faceless demons that we are dealing with. But we now know that we are dealing with demons that have names. So masterminds, let me end it here. And then we meet again in the next edition. Bye.